Pros and cons of working in the gig economy. I mean, the media comes out with a lot more cons nowadays. However, more and more people are registering as self-employed than ever before. Now, there's a change in the way the economy works. A lot of this is probably due to the fact that there's an ongoing trend where people want to start their own business, okay? And as the businesses grow, a lot of people really want to work in the startup world. It's become very fashionable with things like Shark Tank, Dragon's Den, you know, The Apprentice and various things like that. Now, businesses want to employ people to grow their business, but very often when they start, they can't afford to take full-time people on. Where an increase in self-employed happens, also, a lot of people aren't interested in working for other people, they just want to have their own business. Because in 21st century living, there's a massive desire to have flexible hours, to work when you want, to have your own ideas, to make that leap into the unknown. And it's becoming more and more popular, so obviously the pros are things like flexibility of hours, you know, being able to choose who you work for when you want and to make your own rules. I mean, for me now, I have a company with staff under me, but even if that didn't exist, I don't think I could ever go back to full-time work. I enjoy doing my own thing. It leads into leaps of possibilities. Depending on what you do, you know, a lot of the time you still maybe have to work on a specific site, for example. You may get to work from home, which is great. Just be organised and make sure you get yourself dressed still in the morning. I mean, for people like me, if you work online, you can work remotely, which is something I'm going to talk about later. You know, you have the ability to travel a lot more, but still work. So it's like, yeah, you don't get to take holiday off, but you get these great experiences. Now, of course, there are cons. You can kiss goodbye to your sick days and your annual holiday. So you've got to be a little bit on the ball. Make sure you're saving up money for taking time off, for example, if you do want a full time off. Saving up money, because you never know when you're going to be sick and how long that sick's going to last for. So don't think when you get your first lot of money and you go and blow it. It's about making sure you organise your time so you've got money to cover yourself on those days where you can't work. They're the main pros and cons. I think that the pro is always going to be that flexibility and that ability to work when you want. The bad side is always going to be that there is no guaranteed work out there. You choose as you come. And at the start, it may feel like you're taking that leap into the unknown. If you're just doing gig to gig by working with companies like consultancy or construction work, you'll get to start networking a lot more. Now, that might sound scary for a few of you at this moment, but it will just become natural as time goes on. And me now, say 5 years down the line, I've got a nice little bank of past employers who I've worked up a good relationship. So when I'm working on a contract and I know a contract's coming to an end, I'll probably get in touch with someone who I've left on a good note with and say, look, in a couple of months' time, I'm going to be free. Do you have any work going? So remember that. It's only good if you keep the connections going, you keep maintaining contact so you can plan and jump between people and employers as and when you want. But don't just take what the media says on the negative elements of working freelance and working in the gig economy. That's completely down to you, and you're going to know if you're ready to make that leap and to have that big flexibility in what you do.